You know, everyone is talking about AI coding tools. But the real question is, can someone who's not a technical founder actually use one to build a business? We were tired of the hype, so we decided to put them to the test and see what's what.
So we took 10 of the biggest, most popular AI code generators out there and gave them all the exact same project. Our goal was pretty simple: to cut through all that marketing noise and find out which tools can actually turn your idea into a real, functional piece of software, without you needing to write a single line of code. And honestly, the results were not what we expected.
Look, to make this a fair fight, we had to set some clear, practical rules. This wasn't about which AI could write the fanciest algorithm. Nope, this was about one thing. Could it deliver a working product for a founder who doesn't know how to code?
Here's the brief we gave every single tool. Build a simple client dashboard. It's a classic, real-world kind of app that a freelancer or a small agency would genuinely use. It needed a login system, a way to see your client list, track projects, and of course, a little messaging feature. A perfect, straightforward test case.
And we judged them on 3 really simple questions. Pass or fail. That's it. First, did it generate a functional app, not just a bunch of code snippets? Second, could someone with zero coding experience actually use the tool to get there? And third, could you take the final result and actually put it on the internet for people to use? Simple as that.
Okay, so let's get into the results. We started with what we're calling the funnel of elimination. And right off the bat, 7 of the 10 tools didn't even make it past our basic criteria. Let me show you why.
The first group to get cut? The code assistants. Now, these are incredibly powerful tools, but they're built for a very specific person, and it's not the non-technical founder. Think of tools like GitHub Copilot, Cursor, or Windsurf. If you're already a developer, they are game changers. Seriously, they're like having a super fast coding partner right next to you. But here's the catch. They all operate inside complex developer environments. The bottom line is simple. They make coders faster, but they don't turn non-coders into builders. So for our test, a clear fail.
Next up, the AI chatbots. This is the category most of us think of when we imagine AI building software, right? You just talk to it and it writes the code for you.
But this is where you hit a huge wall. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Google Gemini, they're amazing at writing code. But what they give you is a folder of raw, disconnected files. You, the non-coder, still have to figure out how to assemble everything, connect a database, host it, and deploy it. It's a ton of technical work. They produce incredibly impressive demos, but not a finished business tool. So, another fail.
And you have this other tool, V0 by Vercel, which is really in a category of its own. It does one thing very, very specifically, and it does it beautifully.
And this quote right here is the perfect analogy. V0 can generate absolutely stunning user interfaces just from a text prompt. The layouts, the buttons, the forms, they look pixel perfect. But it's just the front end. It's only the visual layer. It's like a gorgeous movie set storefront that looks completely real, but when you open the door, there's absolutely nothing behind it. No database, no logic, no business functionality. So, not a full app.
So after eliminating 7 of the 10 tools, we were left with just 3. These are the ones that actually passed our test, the ones that actually built a working piece of software from scratch.
That's right. Out of 10 incredibly popular, powerful AI tools that promise to build software, only 3 were able to take a simple English brief and turn it into a functional, deployable app for a non-technical person. Just 3.
And here they are, the winners: Lovable, Bolt, and Replit Agent. All 3 of them successfully took our project brief and generated a real, working web app with a login, client management, and all the features we asked for. Most importantly, a non-coder could use them, and the final output was deployable. They passed.
But this is where the story takes a really important turn, because even for the 3 tools that worked, there is an uncomfortable truth that basically no one talks about, a critical problem that all 10 of these tools share.
Just look at this side by side. On the left, you have what every single one of these tools gives you, a working application. And that's great. But on the right, you have what a real business actually requires. You need to validate your idea, you need marketing and sales, you need a way to get customers, and oh yeah, you also need a working application. The app is just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle.
This chart really drives the point home. Building the actual software, that's about 20% of what it takes to succeed. The other 80%, and this is the really hard part, is everything else. It's validating the idea, creating marketing, and actually finding customers. This giant 80% gap is where most projects, especially AI-built ones, quietly go to die.
So here's the bottom line. The critical gap is this. These tools are fantastic at building a software demo. You end up with a working app sitting on a server somewhere, but you have no visitors, no signups, and no revenue. They help you build a software product, but they don't help you build a software business.
And all of this reveals a whole missing category of tool that most of these comparisons never even talk about, a platform that goes way beyond just generating code.
A true business building platform needs to cover this entire workflow. It should help you validate your idea before you even build anything. Then, yes, build the app. But after that, it should help you generate the marketing materials you need, and finally, help you actually find and reach your first customers.
Ultimately, what this whole test uncovered is that fundamental difference, right? The difference between simply having a product and actually having a business. All 10 of these tools, even the ones that won our test, are laser-focused on the product.
And that leaves us with one final big question for you to think about. When you look to AI for help, what's your real goal? Are you just trying to build a product, or are you trying to build a business? Because the tool you choose should depend entirely on that answer.